Who has a 100-word summary of
Lost
the
a long time ago.
the trouble you got into last session?
Number one, we beat up Huyan.
I don't remember that.
Okay, you beat up a girl.
Yeah.
She was a ninja. Now, let's be real. She was a ninja.
Yes.
We should have gotten bonus experience for that.
She was a surprise ninja.
You beat up a
She didn't throw a single thing.
She did actually. She threw shurikens at somebody.
And then we were like, let's go to the Underdark because that's a smart idea.
There were tentacles in the on the way. We got beat up. And
yeah, there was tentacle porn.
I picked up a sweet harpoon gun.
You were trying to make Adrex carry it, and he wasn't having any of that.
He strapped it to my back, so I've got a harpoon gun on my back. That's right.
That's pretty rad.
And we totally had a scene that never got... we had a deleted scene from last week, which we're going to do now, right?
I thought we decided we weren't going to do that.
Oh,
I thought we decided we were just going to talk as though we had done that. And confuse the viewers, and now you've ruined the joke. This is why we don't let you talk.
McDohl talk.
Yeah, you ruin jokes.
Hey, my MO, man. It's my lifestyle choice, man. Don't knock it.
In in shallow scale, when you freed the Moten prisoners and the Rangers and whatnot, because River Leaper was with them. And River Leaper is the one who had told you the story about serving briefly under this drow sorceress and describing to you this library of spellstones that she had. You, Birdie especially, is like, we got to go down there and steal all of those spellstones.
I remember that.
Right. Well, that actually happened. That happened on screen. Back in shallow scale, he would have just given you the directions you need to take, starting at the back of an entrance to the Underdark, making your way down into the Underdark proper, finding the edges of a forest located some distance beneath the mountains, where things like White Mother's Spring and the Hangman's Cave and such was. And then on the northeastern fringes of that forest, you would find the dwelling of this drow sorceress. So that's the scene that totally happened. Now I'm just stalling so I can get my map open on screen here.
So we landed here, and we are in Kobold Town.
Oh, hey, I should probably get in the game, huh?
At some point.
Yeah.
I'd probably
ideally. Ideally.
I had the stream open. I'm looking at the table. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm clearly here.
Don't ever change.
Off to a great start this week, everybody. Oh yeah, make sure you turned your armor back on, because that's a thing we did.
Yes, you put your armor back on, which will be great for next time you get kicked into a river.
Yeah, can't wait.
Too bad we
I
didn't
would just jump over it.
So we're going to head and we're just going to leave this turn order live. Unless you guys want to re-roll it now, but we're only going to re-roll it once if that's the case. Because we're going to be going in and out of combat throughout Kobold Fun Times here. And I don't want to take a 2-minute break to roll a bunch of initiative every time. So do you want to keep the order that we still have from last week, with the understanding that you guys will be jumping in and out of it at various points depending on who takes a hostile action? Or do you want to try re-rolling it to try to better your positions?
I'm good with it.
I'm pretty much perfectly average here, so...
I'm smack dab in the middle, which is where I always want to be.
So Raazu is perfectly fine at being a 3 down here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm king of
Batting
the
cleanup.
initiative, so it's fine with me.
So what's everybody's actual state? Let's go down the list. What is Birdie's current health state?
I've got 12 out of 33.
Nice. Okay. What about Adrex?
21 out of 58.
And do you still have your Action Surge and Second Wind, or are those used?
Those are used
Those are
unless
used.
we've taken a short rest, which I don't think we have.
Hasn't happened. What about Raazu?
Raazu is actually in pretty good state. She's slightly wounded, but she's got a full pool of poultices.
And how is she on like spell charges for smites?
Nothing. Oh, and I used one. That's right, I did use one.
Poly staying. And what's Red's situation like?
Red is muted.
Red doesn't take damage.
Red has
Red
6
is
damage and has spent 5 of his 5 hit dice.
Womp womp.
And what about Wendy?
yeah.
I'm sitting at 34 out of 51, and 2 key points spent.
Okay. So the situation right now is you guys had cleared away or chased away some of the kobolds from this area. You've got this wooden palisade built on the wall. Part of it crumbled when Wendy tried to land on it. Birdie found a pressure point in the floor here, and in playing with it, this cloud of just these noxious fumes, this kind of choking, opaque gas streamed out, and it's currently just hanging in the air. It looks like it's going to take a few minutes to dissipate completely.
Listen, there was tactical. I sprung it to give us a wall. I wasn't playing with things, obviously.
And do the rest of you buy that explanation?
Absolutely not.
I mean, it worked out, so.
Okay.
I mean,
Not
sure, it
honestly
worked
that
out. It's
concerned.
fine. It's just, but still, I don't believe it for a second.
Adrex doesn't care enough to have an opinion.
Very good. So what's next?
So I think we were recovering here until Raazu and Adrex could put their armor on.
Yes, that was happening while Birdie was over playing with that trap.
So by the time that they bolt on and all that, tie some shields to their face, whatever, is the cloud still there?
By that point, it would have dissipated. Probably not completely, but to the point where it won't be harmful to walk anymore. Like, it's still very clear that something has happened in that vicinity, but you're no longer looking at an opaque cloud of noxious fumes after several minutes.
All right,
So do we want to continue along this way or try and cross that bridge?
I don't know which way corresponds more to the directions that I don't remember.
So I will let Birdie, are you trained in any kind of navigation?
Navigation?
Anything that would
Survival.
assist
Like
you in
survival.
determining
Survival.
Yeah, survival.
Nature.
your skills in
Survival,
survival? I will
nature,
let
and-
you at disadvantage because you're not a tunneler or a miner by trade, but at disadvantage, I will let you once per day attempt to figure out what direction is north.
You want
Right now, none of you have any idea. You've been banged around, twisted and turned in this river.
okay,
This way.
be a 17.
17.
Yeah.
Roll a d8.
One.
You're pretty sure this is north.
That checks out.
You think so?
That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, no, that's how I see it too.
Makes sense.
Okay. Well, I mean,
We all believe in you, Birdie.
you guys are in for some major disappointment.
He
Okay.
says as he sets off another trap.
You said, Destil, you said Red's at like 5 hit points. Is that
No, he has 6 damage. He's at
Oh.
22 hit points.
okay?
All right, I'm gonna. You said it was probably safe to walk through this stuff now, Brick.
Yes. Yeah.
As long as
I'm
we
gonna
didn't
go
just
ahead and
stand there breathing it. Yeah, I'm gonna go creep around the corner here.
That's not the vector lines.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah,
Why are there two kinds of lines?
that's all you, man.
Life is hard.
That's all you, buddy.
Life
What
is
is
hard and
vector?
tabletop is
Yeah, there's-
janky.
Pencil.
No, it's
When do you
pixel.
need- when you need vectors and when you not need vectors.
No one's ever needed a vector.
Okay, creeping around this corner here. It's a very steep incline downwards back to the main area of the cavern. Let me get refresh light source here. Raazu and Birdie, you guys can see fine. Windy, you're holding the...
I'm holding the dim light torch.
The dim light torch. Does anybody else
Yeah.
have a light source out?
Red also has dark vision.
Right, yeah, that's correct. Yes.
Um,
I always
Yeah,
forget
with the
because
light
you're a weird
torch.
snake eye.
unless
Adrex
it's
has the
going to
torch.
yeah, it was actually just going to follow the dim light torch unless it's going to objectively be a problem that I don't know about.
No, it gives dim light in enough of a radius that as long as you're close to Windy, you will not have difficulty seeing.
Hmm.
That being said, Windy does have a tendency to just fly off in any direction.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
Yeah.
fair point.
But I like to
Yeah.
leave my torch behind when I do that because then I can shoot things.
Okay, Windy, go ahead
Also-
and take a torch token, and so we just keep
Alright,
track of where it is.
I'll take a dim light torch token and then so that someone else can have like a different colored. Here, a nice cool blue. I think that's a good dim light.
I
Last
can actually.
time Adrex
It actually.
carried it.
You threw it at somebody, didn't you?
Well, we've just established who has it now. So what's next?
I actually can't change the color of things. Huh?
Birdie, you want to
Alright,
start looking for traps?
I mean, I don't want to, but I will. Like, I'll.
Yeah,
look-
what are the rules to make it a bit clear? What are the rules for like searching for traps beyond passive perception?
You make a perception check.
But like, basically, like I remember that you said there was something slightly different about this because we're not gonna like tell you every single square.
Yeah, you make
There's
a
like a
perception
general
check
area.
when you want to look for traps and tell me about where you're looking.
Okay.
Alright.
Can Birdie get advantage if I aid him on this?
What are you doing to aid him?
Sitting next to him, kind of talking back and forth, going over. Okay, I think I would probably, if I were going to lay out like a poison dart, I'd put it over there. That place looks like a good place to conceal a pressure plate. Because Red knows a thing or two about traps as well.
Okay, I'll let Birdie make that advantage if Red is assisting him with this.
Okay. So that
Which
is a
means you're probably going to be on the point, yeah.
21.
21.
Yeah, and just in the immediate, basically 4 squares in front of us here.
You locate. Even with your dark vision, it's imperceptible until Windy moves behind you in a particular way, casting the light in their direction. But a series of tripwires spanning this little alcove here. About 5-6 inches off the ground.
Hmm. Do we want to trip the tripwires and see what happens, or do we want to try and step over it, knowing that Adrex is probably going to trip them?
Do you think if we trip the tripwires, you could learn how to make tripwire traps?
I already
Yeah.
know how to make tripwire traps. I just was.
I'd rather not trip traps, but
I mean, should we just go up there and disarm them?
that is also a thing that's probably...
Yeah, if we disarm them, we can learn what kind of materials that they have to use. That can come in handy.
All right. I'm going to step on this side over here.
I'll
You said
give
it
you
goes
some
all the
light.
way across. And I guess we'll just try and disarm it at the wall here.
Okay.
You really want to say trip?
You give out your knife and you slice through the wire.
Okay.
Nailed it.
We didn't die, so that's good. Is it going into the wall, or is it just like a trip wire that was tied off on something?
Actually, it does look like it's receding into the stone of the wall slightly. As you're looking, you see this area of the wall is crisscrossed with little fissures and cracks. So yeah, part of this string is still connected in the wall, and you've cut it an inch or so away. Whether it continues in there or what it's connected to, you can't say.
Birdie turns around and he looks. He says, "I kind of want to pull the string and see what happens."
Don't do that.
No,
You should-
probably not.
You should pull the string. That is absolutely a thing you should do.
He says as he backs off from the rest of the group. So, Adrex is very much a doer and not a thinker.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should not do that.
Raazu, stop there. Adrex, you're backing
Yeah.
away. Say, all right, let me get out of the range of this, and you go ahead and trip it. And you have an AC, right?
I do.
Oh, I don't have my encounter notes on screen here. That's gonna be difficult to shoot you then.
Nope. Nope. Doesn't count.
If it's not on your sheet,
I have a 15 and an 18.
15 misses. 18 hits.
So as you're stepping back away, feeling like Birdie's going to trip this thing, and I want to move away. And as you're moving away, you're also moving away from your source of light. That gives off dim light, but not in a wide radius. It's not as bright as a torch. And as you do, you feel the back of your leg. Something from over in this direction has shot you with crossbow bolts.
All right.
First one goes wide. You see it impact the wall just in front of you. 5 points piercing damage from the second one, and that brings us to Red's turn. So Red, all you're aware of is that Birdie's he's talking about tripping this wire, and then you suddenly hear Adrex grunt behind you.
It's probably loud curse words and draconic.
Okay. Then you hear the loud echoing draconic curse words.
Can I make a active perception check to see if there's anything like over here?
Yeah.
Okay, that's at +6.
+6.
16?
Bear with me one moment. Sorry, Photoshop is hanging on my end here. And it's crashed. Okay, time to improvise.
It's a dragon with a crossbow.
Did you make that check at disadvantage?
No, is that outside the range of my dark vision? Should be about 60.
Dark vision gives you dim light in darkness.
Oh,
And dim
right.
light checks are made at disadvantage.
Still 16. Wait,
Still
nope, there goes. Never mind. 11.
11.
I kept rolling.
You don't see anything, but you hear like skittering noises, like scratchy moving noises in the direction of this wall here, somewhere along this wall.
They're in the walls.
Move to here, cunning action, hide.
So you're going to duck back around the other side of this alcove here?
Yeah.
Raazu,
And then my stealth check is a 13.
13? Raazu, how you did?
do for what? What am I rolling? What
It's
is
your
it
turn.
like? Okay, so okay
Adrex
then.
is being shot from the walls. I have
Roll to knock
opens.
it shot.
Step over here. Light a torch.
So light a torch.
Yeah,
Go ahead and take a little torch token, I guess we'll call them.
will do as soon as I dock my inventory.
Birdie, tripwire?
No, I'm not actually pulling the tripwire. I was overruled.
Oh.
Jokes.
So what are you doing?
I am going to go to investigate this because my Kobold senses are telling me they're in the walls, and I want to see what they have in the walls. I really want a crossbow.
Is your kobold sense just Adrex cursing and draconic and pointing?
So you move
That's a
up,
pretty good sense.
you move up behind Adrex.
Yeah, that's a pretty clear sign, yes. And then I'm going to use my turn to make an active perception check to see if I can see any entrances that I could fit into as a kobold.
Okay. Go ahead and make the check at disadvantage, because part of the range you're searching is inside the area of Raazu's torch, and part of it is not.
That would be a 20.
And you do indeed see an area of the wall. You catch it, the shadows of just like the edge of Raazu's torch is giving off. There does seem to be a tunnel going into this wall. And that would be pretty consistent with the crossbow bolt that has struck the wall behind Adrex near where you're standing.
I point the tunnel out and say, "Go get him."
Brings us to Wendy.
Raazu looks at him like you're gonna like. She says nothing, but you can see that she's saying with her brain, "You're gonna tell me the lady in the big heavy armor to go into the tiny crawl space? No, not happening."
To be clear, the little crack you're looking at, nobody's going to fit in there except for Birdie. And Birdie will have to squeeze.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not going in there. So I'm gonna just keep moving on and kind of look for traps over here.
Okay, make a perception check. At disadvantage.
Yeah, I got it. Don't worry. Picked up what's going on. 9.
9. And from your position, moving down this steep incline, we're not going to count it as difficult terrain because nothing terrible has happened yet, but it is kind of tricky stepping down. I mean, you're paying very close attention to where you're putting your feet. You don't want to stumble down this passage. But from your perception, it just looks like the cave widens outward. And so realistically, like, you can't even see this far wall over here. It just looks like it opens up in all directions.
All right.
Adrex.
How much? What's the radius on Raazu's torch?
Gives 20 foot radius of bright light, and then dim light in another 20 feet beyond that, I believe. That sounds right. We're going to go with that.
Okay. Adrex is going to hold his action.
Mm-hmm.
The moment he sees a hostile kobold, he's going to hurl an axe at it. That will probably not include Birdie.
Okay, thank you, because
A non-birdie kobold.
I like how he says probably. Like,
Birdie
there is
is
a
a hostile
circumstance
kobold.
where he will throw an axe at Birdie.
I'm more belligerent than hostile, but okay.
And what direct are you facing the area that Birdie pointed out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't take a lot of damage, though. I probably should have ran.
Then a few tense moments pass, and nothing happens. Wendy, are you continuing down this tunnel? And is anybody following her?
I'm more just waiting until they finish up with whatever nonsense that they're doing back there.
Mm-hmm. And after a few moments, it becomes apparent that nothing else is going to pop out of this crack. You have discovered it back here, and nothing else pops out to shoot you. Now that there's light pointed this direction and people are examining the walls. So the question is Birdie squeezing into this crack?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
So Birdie,
I've got my short sword out, by the way, not my bow.
You are going to make all attack rolls at disadvantage in this crack because
Okay.
you need some range of motion for both your sword and your bow. Harpoon gun's not coming with you. Not going to fit in this crack.
No, I just dropped it. We'll just say I dropped it at the entrance. What about my daggers? Can I make
Yeah, your
Do
dagger
I
will be
need-
fine. I'll say your dagger's fine.
Okay. Well, then I'll sheath the sword and pull out both my daggers.
how far do you intend to go into this crack? Because immediately upon squeezing in, it immediately cuts like a hard left. It looks like it's going to circle around this way. And you know, as soon as you go around that little bend, you're no longer going to be able to see out from where you've come in.
Hmm.
This is my hole. This was made for me.
I really want to go down this hole, you guys.
Nobody's stopping you.
If you do, then and you die. It's your own damn fault.
Doesn't seem like he wants to go down this hole.
Birdie wouldn't go down the hole by himself, no.
So,
Well,
okay.
you can't expect Adrex to fit in the hole.
No,
I know.
there's no
Raazu.
hope of Adrex fitting in the hole.
Yeah.
Maybe if you took off all Wendy's limbs, she could fit in the hole.
That's a lot of work.
Maybe if I had all of my hit points, I would go down there.
I'm
but
not
no.
volunteering.
And then if you did that, someone could make Wendy drumsticks for dinner.
Kentucky Fried Wendy.
Yeah, who's gonna make that except for Wendy? You didn't think this one through.
All right, Adrex is going to both stay close to the light source and close to a wall while trying to make sure that he doesn't get sniped again.
I'm going to go up here, up front.
You're going to go up front? Okay. And you've got 60 feet dark vision?
Yes.
Okay, how far forward do you go?
These are all 5 feet, right?
Yes,
Just
these are
double
5
check.
foot
I'm
squares.
gonna be sticking with Birdie.
Okay.
Or we're just going to be traveling slowly, like passively scanning till about here.
When you
Red
get to about
stick to
this
the wall.
point, you can start to see, to make out the far wall over here, where it connects to this area. So you've got a 4-way intersection. To your left, it looks like it slopes downward quite a bit. You're pretty sure that's the direction you came from. You've also got an opening to your right and in front of you.
Is this white line more palisade walls?
You got to get closer.
Okay. Okay. Well, then I'll...
What do you want from me?
What do...
Right now, it just looks like walls. You're down at the floor level. You got 60 feet.
Well, you know what? I'm going to light an arrow on fire and shoot it at the wall.
Where are you shooting this arrow?
Over here.
Okay.
If nothing else, it'll just sit there and give a little bit of light, I guess.
All right, make it the hit roll.
Make a fire making check.
That was a 2E proficiency.
Yep, it sure was. Now we just have create bonfire cantrip.
24.
Okay. Go ahead and mark the square where you shot this arrow.
Let's see.
And there is a dull thunk as your arrow hits this wooden palisade built some 20-30 feet up off the ground. And very swiftly, you see motion in that area, and then the fire goes out.
Alright, well
Have you
they're
ever
kind of
kicked-
just giving the game away.
Birdie, have you ever kicked over a hornet's nest?
Birdie looks at him, it looks at Raazu and gives a sour look.
So I think that's what you just did.
Other than that, though,
How
there's
would
no
you-
motion or activity in that direction.
How would you kick over a hornet's nest? You'd have to be in the tree. None of you can fly.
I think you meant anthill. And yes, I've done that before. There's giant ants, and they're mean. So anyway, how do you guys want to proceed? Because they once again they've got the high ground.
Well,
The only way.
they seem to not like you shooting fire arrows at them. So shoot
Okay.
more fire arrows.
Hey, Red, you want to shoot fire arrows?
How many
Well, when you
arrows
go-
does Birdie have left?
I don't know. I've got 33.
33?
Yeah.
So how many fire arrows do you shoot at this wall?
I mean, they're just gonna keep putting them out. I don't really see the point to that.
Well, I know, but like, this could be a good distraction for Wendy to fly up over and like kung fu them to death.
I don't need a distraction to kung fu them to death.
I know, but it'll help. Plus, I get to set something on fire. That's always fun.
Seems like just a waste of resources to me, honestly. How wounded are you, Wendy?
Eh,
Because we did
Take a
that
couple
once.
hits.
Yeah, we did that once, and Wendy got kind of beat up. We only have so much Wendy.
I think we've got so much Wendy to shake it. So many enemies. So much Wendy to shake at the kobolds.
Yeah, you don't want
we
to
don't
shake too much Wendy.
I have the proper amount of fear and respect for a bunch of kobolds standing behind a palisade with crossbows.
Reminds
The
me of
last,
home.
the last palisade we ran into basically fell apart as soon as someone stood on it.
Do you want me to go knock over this palisade?
Yes.
Does that big ridiculous harpoon thing you took have any harpoons left in it?
It's got a harpoon in it, but like Rick said, I reeled it up and then it won't fire.
Yeah, Birdie's not sure
Sure.
how to reload it. He's gonna need a long rest to figure out how to actually
Adrex,
load
Hey,
throw a harpoon into that and we'll pull it down.
Got it.
Did you just take the harpoon from me and to pull down the palisade?
it. You threw it on the ground when you went into that little crack.
Bang.
Adrex, make a hit roll.
Bang, bang.
I guess I didn't.
You use your Thaco.
Haha! That is a
Use your,
13.
13. Make a damage roll.
use your violence.
What die should I use?
it's a harpoon.
Just for there should be damage.
Javelin?
For her. Yeah, javelin will work. It's fine.
Javelin.
Close enough.
Javelin's a D8 or D6. I'm sorry.
D6 in strength, yeah.
I've got that too.
While they're doing this, Birdie's like, "No, my harpoon!"
When he's
7.
doing this, Birdie's
7.
not doing anything. This is going to count as Adrex's turn. This is a hostile act. 7 damage.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
So, okay.
yelling.
Right now, the rope goes
Adrex will
taut.
be here.
You hear this loud thunk as this harpoon. You know what? I hate to do it to you, brother, but you got to make that to hit roll at disadvantage. You can't see what you're trying to hit. You're not going to get worse than that 5.
Doesn't
but
Raazu have a
Yeah,
light
I've got
source?
that. I've got that light source right there.
What's the range on
not
light?
illuminating that
Okay.
high up though.
Rick, you are a cruel DM.
Yep.
Still hit though.
No, you're fine. So you hear the thunk of the spear, the harpoon hitting that wooden surface, and the rope goes taut, so you know it's caught. So your plan now is to start pulling on it.
Yeah.
Is anybody
how Adrex-
assisting Adrex in this?
Red will, since it was his plan.
Adrex, go ahead and make a strength athletics check. Red is helping you with this, so you can make this add advantage. This is something that other people would also be able to help with. I could lower the DC if anybody else wanted to get in on this.
Like,
I'm just kind of gonna cover the palisade there. If I spot something, I'm gonna shoot at it.
You're not going to be able to
Rose
spot
is gonna
anything
hold
because you don't have
light.
dark vision. And there's no light up there.
That is, you said strength athletics?
Strength athletics.
16.
16. And you hear, after a few moments, the rope gives way. And you hear the clatter of the harpoon and this crashing sound as wood hits the ground. You also hear 2 tiny screams. As 2 tiny screams also happen as something. And then you start hearing a flurry of activity up in that direction. That's
And
gonna
Adrex goes 110%.
okay. That's gonna bring us to. So right now we've got Adrex would be standing about here.
Yeah.
Red right behind him, helping with the rope, and
Yep.
Raazu is also helping with the rope. Correct?
Raazu was holding light source.
So you're standing back here with light source. Okay.
Yeah.
Adrex,
Yeah.
You all right?
I'm good.
It's good, right?
Well, for the time being.
I've got a 13.
Oh, that's a miss.
I've got another 13,
That's still a miss.
and I've got a 12.
That's a miss.
As several crossbolts come singing down in your direction. After you pull this palisade down, there's a few moments of just chaos and activity, and then these crossbow bolts come flying from up in that direction, and that's going to bring us to red.
Can I see them up there with my dark vision? The snipers?
From where you're standing, you can see part of the broken palisade, but we're talking a good 30, maybe 40 feet up the wall. So you can't see, even if you had good light, you'd only be able to see somebody standing at the edge, and that's not the case right now.
Give me 1 second to check something. The last palisade we came over, was it like old wood, or like my understanding is, my impression is these are not particularly good or like careful construction. Is that accurate?
What is Red's prior knowledge of kobolds outside of Birdie?
Not much.
Not much. Might be safe to assume bad construction then. That could be a safe assumption.
I mean, Adrex was able to pull a chunk of it down. Just the two.
So
of you.
let's move to here.
Okay.
What can I see around the corner once I do that?
Get around the corner there, you see, I believe, another
13 kobold.
73 kobolds, actually.
Nice.
You start seeing a steep incline headed up into another part of the cave. You see it open up on either side. That's another good question. The path just continues off in that direction.
Okay. And I'll pull a flask of oil out of my pack and throw it at what remains of the palisade.
Okay. So let me kind of redraw what's happened here. So Adrex has pulled down a chunk of it. And that's what you can see from this area. So you're going to pitch a flask.
Yeah, then I'll actually move. In that case, I'll move over here and aim for this area.
And what's in this flask?
Oil, lamp oil.
All right, make it to hit roll.
Is this dex throwing or strength?
Oh, and by the way, at
It's either.
this area here, I'm going to call difficult terrain. This will be the wreckage of the palisade, and there are 2 dead kobolds laying there as well.
So that's obviously improvised, so no proficiency. That would come down to a 15.
15, and you hear the flask shatter up against the palisade high above your head.
Cunning action to move back. Birdie, light it up.
I shoot a flaming arrow at the where he.
You would if it was your turn, but it's Raazu's turn.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Raazu steps up,
Okay,
hurls the torch up in that direction.
That works.
make that to hit roll.
All right, 4 of those. Nice.
Let's see again. Improvised weapon, so no proficiency here.
Did anybody bring marshmallows?
That is only a 6. But would a 7? You know, I'm not gonna waste that on this. I'm just just can't get a good arc on it.
Yeah,
Goodbye,
the torch.
torch.
You're having difficulty. I mean, you'd have to make this to hit roll at disadvantage. No, you don't. You have dark vision.
Yeah, I have dark
you're-
vision.
You have no excuse.
She's holding a torch by definition.
Yeah. But yeah, you must have hit the wrong part of the palisade or didn't throw it high enough. So now the torch just clattered to the ground and laying right there. So you've got this nice illuminated part of the wall, and you can see about 30, 40 feet up is at the edge of the flickering light is the palisade. And you can see some movement up in that direction as well. You just don't have a good angle to see up and over this sharp cliff.
Yeah.
Birdie, light it up.
Okay.
You're tracking your
you
arrows,
Let
right?
him. You do whatever makes you happy.
You might not have disadvantage now because there's light near it.
We've also got really good dark vision.
Although I only rolled a 9.
So what AC did you hit?
9? No, I mean like 9. I rolled a 2 plus 7, so 9.
And your arrow sails, and it hits the palisade, but not the part that the oil has drenched. Windy, what's up?
All right. I'm sick of them all
Windy, line
flying up.
up.
Stop there.
I'm flying up here.
So, let me show you who you see. Back here is one of the big guys with, not big guys, but the guy with the big shield. The shield the size of Birdie.
Yeah.
So like a buckler.
There's a kobold back here. He's not laying down on the job. That would be horrible. What's he equipped with? Excellent question. Let me look that up.
I'm glad Brick Road talks to himself. In
This
the
one
English.
actually doesn't have a weapon that you can see. He's not wearing armor from what you can tell. Whereas most of the kobolds you're fighting are armed with crossbows, some with spears, etc. This guy does not seem to have anything. The other two guys up here are dead because you guys are mean to my kobolds. Why? However, he and he, you've triggered their held actions. So yeah, just 4 kobolds up here. You've already killed 2 of them. Windy, you're not dodging or anything, right?
Nope.
Okay. You're carrying a torch.
It's a dim light torch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Windy, I have a 22,
Yeah, that'll hit.
and I have a 15.
15 won't.
And you hear the gas release as 2 of these harpoon guns get fired for the lowest possible damage.
Yeah.
3 points of piercing damage.
And I'm going to deflect that.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take
What
a
do you-
shot back.
What do you do with the harpoon?
I'm just going to drop it off the side.
Knock it out of the way? You're not trying
Yeah,
to
just
catch
knock it off so that it falls on the side. They got ropes. They can get it back.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take a shot at this one near me. I'm going to roll a lot. Everything rolls so much. That's a 23.
I feel like
24.
if this had been McDohl's dice, it would have like rolled the 16 and then tilted over onto the 3. Just the exact opposite of what happened. 24 does hit.
Yeah. 4.
No, somehow the dice would have tilted and it would have said -3.
11. Piercing. Magical.
Do you really think the magical's gonna matter against kobolds?
Listen, I don't trust you. I think we're...
Yeah, no, I've got the same trust issues.
No, you put an arrow through his tiny, innocent little skull.
Yeah.
He moves.
And then I'm
no.
going to take out this guy because I just don't trust anyone that doesn't have a weapon.
Disadvantage against him. Actually, no, he's not. You're not able to see him well enough. Your torch does not give off that far of light.
Yeah, I'll get a little closer. It's a 20 foot, right?
Yes.
So I'll get right here.
Okay.
So remember when we weren't going to do this and we ended up doing it anyway?
I don't remember agreeing not to do this.
And that arrow also goes wide. Windy. In this position,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, the smell of oil is thick in the air. If they manage to light up the palisade in this position, you are in danger right now.
All right. I'm going to land
Okay.
and just go fight this guy then. If I get over here, I'm out of the way, right?
Probably out of the way of direct fire. What you are more... you don't have a lot of headroom right here, you notice, as you come in and land.
Yeah.
you're not having to stoop down or anything, but the smoke might be an issue up here if this
Okay.
fire gets lit.
If it gets bad, I'll duck out. I'm gonna just do martial arts. That's a 16.
Is this your flurry of blows?
No, just martial arts.
You already took 3
Flurry of
shots
blows
with your
costs a
longbow.
key point and gets me 2 attacks. Martial arts gets me 1.
But it's a bonus action, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just trying to keep the action straight in my head.
Yes, this is my bonus action.
Are you gonna punch this guy or what?
I'm gonna punch this guy. For
Use your
7 slashing magical.
What would you roll to hit?
16.
A 16 does not hit.
Okay.
So you go to punch this guy, and he lifts this huge shield, and you just crack your talons against it.
Alright.
And make a...
Arcana.
God, I
check.
don't know how I'm going to do this against you.
Yeah, it's rough.
This is... For you, it might be. Make a strength saving throw.
Aren't monks proficient in all saving throws or something?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not till
That's
later.
a class feature.
How'd you do?
22.
22. Okay, that's not bad. Not bad. Wendy.
Yeah.
Take 2 points of, I'm gonna say, piercing damage. You're throwing a punch at this this kobold. He ducks behind his shield, and just as your fist impacts the shield, something on the shield moves. It's this leather and wooden shield with this iron banding around it. Like it's huge. It's like if this guy's holding it, he can hide entirely behind it. And as soon as you impact it, you see this iron banding move in such a way. It lashes out and it grabs at your fist and scrapes the skin and feathers away as you pull it back, leaving wounds. It looks like it's designed to grapple melee weapons. And your melee weapon just happened to be attached to your arm. So be glad that you made that save. Staying put there?
Yeah.
All right. That's
So
good.
what I'm hearing is once we get the shield, Birdie can just hide anywhere. Just don't be able to see him.
Right. That's how I read it.
Okay. And that was Wendy's turn. I think he goes next. He does go next. Okay. 15-foot radius. Can I get everybody? Is that the dream? Red, are you hiding back there?
No, I'm just,
You're just standing.
I'm just for cover. I use my cunning action to move.
Okay. So, everybody in a 30-foot radius of 5, 10, 15, 20, right here. I need a dexterity saving throw. This is a threat you can
No.
see, but it's not magical.
This is
I
the
will
bad
point out,
Adrex
Rickard, I
gets-
am not within a 30-foot radius of that spot.
You are not. You have other.
Adrex gets +3 to this roll. He's within 10 feet of me.
Oh, all right. I'll take it.
23.
Looking for a 13.
Red passed.
Okay.
Birdie
Passed
passed.
with flying colors.
Raazu passed.
Everybody passed. Excellent. Okay.
0 points.
7 points of piercing damage. As you hear this sharp metal impact, Adrex is right next to your feet. You instinctively, you don't carry a shield, right? You've got 2 weapons.
2 weapons.
You instinctively flip around and throw your back to this thing. You're wearing heavy armor. While Raazu, Birdie, and Red dive out of the way. This thing explodes on impact and throws out sharp metal shrapnel in all directions. So within a 15-foot radius, something like this-ish, is about right. It's difficult terrain, as shrapnel and caltrops are lying all over the floor. And all of you have small wounds now. But nobody fell prone during that time.
We all took 7 damage, you said?
7 damage, yes. You all made your save for half damage.
Well,
That's
I'm glad, because that would have knocked me out.
It's going to bring us to Adrex.
Okay. This is all difficult terrain now. So, 1, 2, 3. Adrex is dancing through, bobbing and weaving, and dancing on his tiptoes as best he can.
Is he
He's beautiful.
pirouetting?
Yeah, we'll say that. We'll say he's
Beautiful.
pirouetting.
Awesome. Is he wearing a little tutu?
No, but his original energetic description said something about laughing, singing, and dancing during battle, and this is probably about the closest we're gonna get. He picks up the torch, says, "Don't worry, guys, I got this," and hurls it
Okay,
at
go
the
ahead.
palisade.
Make that to hit roll.
Don't roll
I got
two.
this, guys. Don't worry.
Don't worry.
I'm worried.
Yeah, that's okay. That's a 22.
Okay, I'm no longer worried.
And you roll that at disadvantage?
6. Why do you do this? Why do I roll a
Because
disadvantage?
You're trying to target at something in dim light.
But I'm throwing a torch.
Right, but you can't see
And-
what you're throwing. You have a torch that gives a radius around you, but it's a ranged attack at another target outside of the torch's range.
You can't see the palisade. All right.
I think it's 30 feet up.
It's 30
Yeah.
or 40 feet.
Ha! Got another 18.
The thing
You just
only
have
has
to
an
deal with
AC 10. You guys just keep rolling really low. You hurl this torch, and this whole section of the palisade erupts in flame instantly as it catches this oil. And you hear the shriek of the kobold hiding immediately behind it.
Wait, do we have better light up there now?
You do, actually. You can probably make out Windy fighting with this guy over here, off to the side. These guys, it's well lit up there now, but they're still like physically behind the palisade, which is going to take a couple of turns to burn. But it is coming apart pretty quickly. Adrex, you staying there?
That's all my movement. It's difficult terrain.
Okay, well, I got 2 dead kobolds on the ground here, but they're not going to do much of anything.
That's fair.
That seems reasonable.
This guy is going to make a... call it a dex save, I guess. And
Let's call it that.
let's call it that.
I'll call it that.
And Windy.
Yeah.
Something kobold is attacking you.
Oh no. A kobold.
Windy, I have a 6.
Nah.
I have a 16.
Nah.
Yeah, he strikes out at you from behind his shield with his spear. The difficulty seems to be because he can't see over his shield. He has a very difficult time aiming his spear. Under no circumstances does he want to keep any part of his body not hidden by this shield as you're standing next to him.
Yeah.
Red, what's up?
Can I get a shot on this guy with my short bow now?
Um,
Probably have cover, but
I'm gonna give him... Oh yeah, I'll give him half cover from there.
okay. He's within range, so that'll be... And the light from the burning palisade means that there's no disadvantage.
That and, I mean, you see the dim light from Windy's torch.
Oh yeah, Wendy's got the torch though, that's right. That's only going to hit a AC of 11.
11, and I mean, Windy, you just see this arrow come flying from below and impacting his shield. So now he's got a shield with an arrow sticking out of it. And you see the iron banding again. Actually, no, you don't see that. Never mind.
It
I'll
grabs
give,
onto the arrow, and the arrow is grappled.
I'll give Birdie advantage on his next shot against that guy. Birdie's within 30 feet of me.
Okay.
And then 5... That's about all the movement I can get, picking my way through the shrapnel.
Raazu.
Oh, why do you say
Raazu.
fucking magical?
Let's see, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. What can I see back in this chamber?
Pretty much what I've shown you here. You've got 60 feet. You see where this little area right in front of you starts to become a steep incline. You see along the wall to your right up here, it takes a sharp turn to the right, and it looks like it inclines up in that direction as well.
Active perception in this direction to try and discern if there's any traps in that area.
Roll it. You do not have a light source with you. You don't have
Nope.
anything right there. Okay, so this is at disadvantage.
Even with dark vision?
Yeah, dark vision turns darkness into dim light.
Okay. Yeah, it's only a 6, so...
Only a 6?
No. Yeah.
I mean, you don't see anything, but this is also not your area of expertise.
Yeah. But at least we know that to the point where Raazu is right now, that area.
And we're staying put.
Because she didn't bumble her way over something. Yep, that's staying put.
All right, let's see how bad you've destroyed my kobold with fire. Okay. I'll come up behind Wendy. That's fine.
Did Wendy consent?
He's not going to get in melee range with her, though. So, Wendy, you hear the panting as this kobold behind you dives prone towards the wall, rolling on the ground to put out the flames that have engulfed him.
That's rough.
And I have a 7 to hit.
No.
Okay. For some reason, Raazu, suddenly high up above you, where you can see the wooden palisade, you can't see up and over it. You know Wendy's up there fighting somebody. You see the blue glow. For a second, you see a very bright flash of crackling electrical light.
Oh,
Wendy,
shit.
from your perspective, it just looked like a lightning explosion hit the ground right here, behind you.
Yeah.
Maybe clattered against this palisade and landed on the ground. But no other effects. Just a weird crackling sound fills the air, slight smell of ozone for a moment, and then the light fades.
It's a rave.
Okay, that brings us back to...
We're crashing the Kobold Tech Noir Club.
is it Red's turn now?
Birdie's turn.
Birdie's turn. Oh, I must have taken my Kobold's turn out of order then. That was my
I forgive
mistake.
you.
That's fine. Okay, Birdie.
I'm going to ignore the help that Red gave me, and I'm going to... Can I see this guy? Mr. Green Man?
He's too far away from the ledge.
Okay.
I will let you attempt to attack him, but you're effectively attacking him blind.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take a cunning action dash and then go here, where the I guess standing over the dead kobolds.
Yeah.
And then I will take a shot at. I guess I'll take a shot at Blue Man. Use the advantage.
Okay. The difficulty with seeing him there is you're too close to the wall now.
Yeah, I know.
So that's going to cancel out your advantage, but you
Yeah,
don't have to
yeah.
roll at disadvantage. Which means you still will get your sneak attack.
Which means I got a 20.
And that's a 20.
Can we just say he's dead? Do I have to roll?
You do have to roll. This is the first
Okay.
time I've seen a rogue not want to roll sneak attack. Like,
I am yeah, no.
can
Yeah,
we
I
just
think
not? Can we
it might
just
be a
skip
traitor.
the most fun part of the game for playing rogue?
Yeah, I think Treble's a traitor.
That would be. Oh wait, I got one more. I got to roll.
I was gonna say, how are you rolling an odd number of dice? But I didn't want to out you on the stream.
That'd be 32 damage.
32 damage. Wendy.
Yeah.
You see this arrow come arcing up over you, and this kobold with the shield is so focused on you, it doesn't see the arrow. All you see is this arrow disappear behind the shield, and this thing shudders and shrieks in pain. You see the shield rock forward a bit as the bottom of it hits the ground. The guy's not dead.
Yeah.
But he's on his knees.
All right.
He must got to be very close. Birdie, you just know through kobold intuition that you shot somebody in the face.
It's a good day.
All right, Wendy, you're up.
All right, and I'm going to take advantage of his distraction to kick off the floor, flip over him, and try to attack his unprotected backside as I sail down from the air.
Okay. And you can kind of look down into the room beyond. This is a very steep incline downwards.
That's a 15.
A 15 does not hit.
And I've got, luckily, 2 attacks. That's a 23.
23 will hit.
It's a little more
For
decisive.
12 damage.
After this arrow hits him, he becomes much less sure of the direction from which he's being attacked. And you see him lift the shield over his head. And you take that moment, you take that opening, and you finish him off. No more blue kobold. Moving or staying put?
I'm going to move, and I'm going to bonus action punch this boy who's on the ground.
Oh, what a dork. He's not on fire anymore. You got that going for you.
He's super prone, though, right?
Oh, he's very prone. Yeah, he had to use his movement to stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah, that's not great for him. 'Cause
Ouch.
Wow. Wow. Way to be greedy with the 20s, Nodal. Share some with the rest of the party.
Done with these kobolds.
Share some with the rest of the group. Jeez.
That's 11.
Oh my god, somebody just pinged the @ here in my Discord. Because of that video you posted, it just happened. It became
I'm
reality.
sorry. I'm sorry.
How much
Recruit.
damage?
11.
11 points. And this guy is also severely bloodied.
Kick a kobold when he's down.
That's literally what she did.
That's literally what I'm doing, yes.
Moving or staying put?
It's the only way to keep them down. I'm staying put.
Adrex, we'll skip his turn because I gave him his turn too early last time.
Oh, you know what? I should have actually gotten advantage because of pack tactics, I guess. Possibly.
No, you don't. Well, it's brick.
Didn't you already get a 20?
I mean, I did get a 20, but
There's no way for me to get up there, huh?
You could climb it. It would take you 2 turns, or if you dash...
Birdie could give you a boost.
If you make a strength athletics check and succeed, I'll let you climb it in 1 round, but you don't get an action at the top. You're effectively using your action to climb all the way up.
Climb all the way up. Also, there's like fire up there, and
There is fire up there, yes.
yeah, it's
But there's also this section that you've pulled down that you can safely climb up to, and probably not be lit on fire.
probably.
Probably.
If only you were a red Dragonborn.
if only. Adrex will just chill right here. Hold an action. If a kobold gets within range.
A kobold that isn't Birdie gets it within range.
If a kobold gets in range.
Yeah.
What about a
Just
kobold
put
that's
some
on
sugar and then
fire
cover
and
the sugar with
screaming and falling from above? Because I think that might be likely with Wendy up there. Will you attack that
Whatever.
one? Okay.
Go with what's in your heart.
Okay, it's going to bring us to... he's not standing here, by the way. You no longer see him.
Oh!
Oh.
I'm telling Wendy because Wendy's the only one up there who can see, really.
Alright,
Alright.
well.
It's going to be Red's turn.
All right, so if I move to here and then cunning action to dash to climb the wall, how high up the wall does 40 feet of movement get me?
All the way up.
Okay. So that I still have an action. What do I see when I get to the top?
You see pretty much what I've described for Windy. This whole palisade is on fire here. You see to your left where the passage goes into a crevice in the wall and begins inclining downward.
Mm-hmm.
And you see this passage continue around.
Yep, that's what I wanted, because my dark vision gets roughly to where it's revealed now. Excellent. Let's go ahead and throw an arrow at this guy.
Throw an arrow?
Yep.
Not fire one out of your bow?
He's prone.
I've played enough NetHack to know they're good for throwing.
It is a
That'll
disadvantage.
armor class
for
at
he's prone.
21. Oh, he's prone, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Laying on the ground.
Then that will hit an armor class of 21.
All right.
Good day for Uno.
This plus 4. For a total of 17 damage.
All right. The good news is he stops shrieking and squirming.
Good.
That's the end of Red's turn?
It's going to bring us to Raazu.
Raazu is going to double back 10, 20, and I got 20 more feet of movement. How far does that get me?
10 feet up the wall.
Dash for another 30.
Okay, that gets you another 15 feet up the wall.
Uh,
So you can climb about a little past halfway up the wall and hang there if you want.
yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Birdie,
I'm gonna start looting the dead kobolds at my feet.
the dead kobolds.
Yeah, like I want a crossbow. That's
How are you going to send it off to Drebin to be unlocked?
I get that reference.
And I wish I had a soda monkey.
All right, yeah, it's a light crossbow. So even by kobold standards, it's a little bit bulky for you, but yeah, you pick up a light crossbow. He's also got a dagger. No coinage or treasure on him.
pretty much the only thing I'm interested in is the light crossbow and any bolts he has.
Yeah, he's got roll a d6. See how many he's got left.
Man, now, but you do realize if we have to talk to Dragon, we're gonna fight one of the beauties, and it's gonna be a kobold, and we're gonna have to do a stupid photographing mini game.
6.
Spoiler: man is the real monster. Yeah, you find he's got 6 crossbow bolts tucked into his belt. He doesn't have like a full bolt case or a quiver or anything. There must be some like central source of ammunition, and each one grabs a handful at a time.
Well, I mean, I've got a spare quiver, so can I just store them in there?
You're wearing 2 quivers?
I have one in my bag, that one that we got way back at the very beginning, remember, from the messenger?
Okay. Because quivers are big, bulky objects. You're carrying 2 of them?
I'm carrying a lot of things.
Yeah, he's carrying more than Adrex.
Well, yeah, but most of what he's carrying is like potions and daggers and things like that. Okay.
It doesn't have it.
Okay.
It's just kind of there.
That's going to bring
You know
us to Windy.
All right, I'm going to start checking out over here because I remember when we were fired at by kobolds from this direction.
Stop there. Make a strength saving throw.
And there it is.
22.
You jump forward or backwards?
Probably backwards.
Okay. You go to move down this incline, and it looks a little bit steeper than the previous one you came down. And as soon as you begin to put your weight forward, you feel the ground shifting, and you instinctively jump backwards and watch as this incline, which is revealed to be made of just loosely packed gravel, completely falls away, leaving this 20-foot cliff or so below. If you would step forward, you would probably be buried in that gravel now, as it would have tumbled you downward.
Well,
Nice
why would
dodge.
they have 2 traps?
You think,
Ready?
think they only have 2 traps?
No, I said why would they have 2 traps on the same hall?
Make a wisdom check. Let's see how smart you are.
Don't say that. 14.
You're just mad at traps, that's all.
Yeah.
So you could still climb down there, but walking down's not going to happen now.
Alright, well. I'm going to... probably climb down.
Okay. And when you get
Right
down
here.
to the bottom, you have a lot more headroom now, where you had just that little shelf up above where they built that palisade. Now you've got the big chambers, more similar to the one you were in a moment ago. The chamber you're looking into now looks partially crumbled away. The wall on your left, especially. And you can hear a very low whistling noise, like wind moving through this area. It's a little unsettling because you're down in the stuffy bowels of the earth, but you can hear and barely feel the chill of the wind blowing somewhere here.
Alright, I'm just going to ready in action, keep my bow at the ready in case anything pops out
Okay.
over here. And I'll call it a day there.
You call it a day.
My movement gets used up a lot when I'm climbing.
Adrex.
Mm.
Climb your way up the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we still on initiative?